All right, today we're going to work on graphing systems of inequalities. So first we have to remember what we talked about before. When we graph inequalities on an XY plane, if we have a less than or greater than, we use a dotted line to represent that, and the points on the line are not part of the solution. If we have a less than or equal to, or a greater than or equal to, use a solid line. And when we are shading these, remember that less than and less than or equal to, you shade below the line. Greater than and greater than or equal to, you shade above. Okay, so this is useful if you have a couple of different colors, highlighters, colored pencils, something like that. It makes it easy to see what's happening. So let's take a look at one of these. If I have a system, so meaning two or more inequalities, I'm going to graph each one. So my suggestion would be to graph and shade one at a time. So if I look at this first one, and I'm going to do it in red, I start at the y-intercept of -2. My slope out in front of the x is -1, so that means go down 1, -1, and then go over 1. So I get some points so that I can make a nice line. I look at this, and because it is less than or equal to, I'm going to use a solid line. Okay, I'm going to make that red so that we know it's part of the first system. And now I'm going to do the second. So I want to shade that first. So it is less than or equal to, so I'm shading below. Whoops. Let me lock this in place. Excuse me. Okay. So now I'm going to shade below this. So I've got that. Now I'm going to switch to blue and do the second one. So this has a y-intercept of +2, and I'm going to have a slope of -5, so that means go down -5, go over 1. Okay, if I look at that, also solid line. So I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to turn this blue. Okay, that is greater than or equal to, so I'm going to shade above the line. Okay, so here's the part to understand. With systems of inequalities, the solution is the part of the graph that is shaded by all. So the part that is the solution is right here, and I would want to darken that with my pencil. That's the only part that's shaded by all of it. Okay, I would pause the video right now. Try this other one. Oh, it is almost the same, right? So you're going to try this other one. It is almost the same, but the difference is the inequalities. So take a look at how that affects them. Pause your video, and I'm going to come back and show you solution in just a minute. Okay, so let me show you this. I'm going to take a green here, And the first one is just like we graphed before, inner slope, y-intercept of -2, slope of -1, but this one just has a greater than, so I'm going to have a dashed line. I'm going to shade above that. And then do the other one in purple here. So again, same line, start with a y-intercept at 2, go down 5 over 1. Also going to be a dashed line. And that says y is less than, so I'm going to shade below. So now my solution is going to be the part that is shaded both in green and purple. So it's going to be this wedge right here. So it matters both what kind of a line you use, shaded or dashed or solid, and it matters where the shading happens because it changes the solution of the system. All right, take out your homework packet. These are from your homework packet. Try 1 and 2, so pause your video. Okay, now I'm going to show you, take a look at this. We have, I'm going to lock this in. Okay, so if I look at the first one in red, start at a y-intercept of +5. My slope is -2, so I'm going down 2 over 1. I look at the inequality sign. It is going to be dashed. And it is greater than, so I'm shading everything above. Okay, if I look at the second one, y-intercept of -3. It is a slope of 1, so I'm going up 1 over 1. It is a solid line. And it's everything less than, so I'm shading below. Okay, so again, the solution to this system, the part that is shaded by both, so it is this. Okay, let's take a look at this other one. So if I do the top one in green, I have a y-intercept of -3. I'm going down 2 over 3. Get a couple of points here. It is or equal to, so I've got a solid line. Oops, got a little off. And it's everything less than, so I'm shading below. All right, this other one that I'm going to do in purple, my y-intercept is at 8, +8 on the y-axis. My slope is 3, so that says go up 3 over 1. Obviously, I'm out of space at the top, so I'm going to go the other direction. It is also a solid line, so I drop this in here. Shaded greater than, so that's above the line. And the part that makes both of them true at once is shaded both green and purple. So that region is my solution. Okay, so what if it isn't in slope-intercept form? What if it is in general or standard form? So remember, all we have to do is go ahead and solve these for y. So the first one, if I'm solving that for y, I'm going to move the x to get negative 6y greater than negative 5x plus 42. I'm going to divide by negative 6. And I got to remember, when I divide by a negative is the time when I have to flip the symbol. So negative 5 divided by negative 6 is just positive 5, 6. And 42 divided by negative 6 is negative 7. So I start this at negative 7. I'm going to go up 5 over 6. Because I have a less than, it's going to be a dashed line. And everything below. Less than tells me below. Okay, with the other one, I have 3x plus 2y less than or equal to 14. I'm going to move the x. I'm going to get 2y less than or equal to negative 3x plus 14. Divide by 2. I don't do anything with the inequality symbol because I'm dividing by a positive. My slope is negative 3 over 2. And then I have a y-intercept of 7. Okay, so I'm going to plot my point at 7. Go down 3 over 2. Get a couple of points here so that I can make it a nice line. It's or equal to, so it is a solid line. And I'm shading everything below. So the solution is the part that is shaded by both. So it is in this area. Okay, you can try number 4. And actually what you can do is just go on to complete homework 3.2. Video is pretty short today. Let's make sure we're getting that done and posted to the website or to the Google Classroom.